For basically all of history, time has just flowed. It's this constant, unstoppable thing. But then we, humans, came along, and in our infinite wisdom, we decided we could somehow manage it, even save it, just by fiddling with the hands on a clock. So today, let's dive into this bizarre human experiment we call daylight saving time. The source material we're digging into today has this amazing way of putting it, calling our attempt to manage daylight a folly so exquisite. And when you stop and think about it, it really is a strange and powerful idea that we can actually trick ourselves into having more time. But okay, let's get real for a second. This grand folly has a price, and we all feel it. It's that feeling, the one, that deep in your bones exhaustion when we spring forward. So the real question is, why? Why does losing just one measly hour feel so uniquely, so profoundly terrible? To get to the bottom of this, we've got to first admit what that feeling is. And really, it's our bodies rebelling. It's not a conscious thing, but it's a protest from every cell in your body against this totally made-up change in time. And honestly, this quote just nails it. It's not just, I need more coffee tired. It's a full-on disorientation, almost like you have jet lag, but you haven't even left your bedroom. Your brain just feels like it's a step behind, and it cannot catch up. So why won't our brains just get with the program? Well, it turns out your body is this incredible, finely tuned machine, a whole symphony of biological processes led by a very, very precise internal conductor. And to really get why DST messes us up so much, we have to meet that conductor. At the very center of all this is something called our circadian rhythm. Now, think of this like your body's own internal 24-hour operating system. And it's not just about sleeping and waking up. This thing runs the show, from your mood and your energy levels to even when your immune system is at its peak. And who's in charge of this whole operation? It's wild. Tucked away deep in your brain is this tiny, tiny cluster of brain cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN for short. This is it. This is your body's master clock, and its number one job is to keep your entire system perfectly in sync with the natural cycle of light and dark outside. So how does this master clock, the SCN, actually send out its daily memos? Well, one of its main tools is a hormone you've probably heard of, melatonin. It's called the hormone of darkness for a reason. As the sun goes down, your SCN tells your body to release melatonin, which gets you ready for sleep. Then, when that morning light hits your eyes, bam, it slams the brakes on melatonin, telling your body it's time to wake up. And right there, that's the heart of the problem with daylight saving time. When we spring forward, our alarm clock screeches at us an hour early, but the sun, it hasn't gotten the memo. We are forcing our bodies to wake up while they are still full of sleep hormone. We are literally starting a fight with our own biology, creating what scientists call circadian misalignment. Look, this isn't just about feeling a little grumpy and needing an extra espresso. No, this battle with our own biology comes with a real, quantifiable cost. There is a societal tax. We all end up paying for this, and the consequences are actually pretty serious. Get this. On the Monday right after we spring forward, hospitals see a staggering 24% spike in heart attacks. That sudden shock to our system puts a huge amount of stress on our hearts, and for some people, it can be a really dangerous trigger. And that's not all. That single lost hour of sleep, it leads to tired drivers, slower reaction times, and a 6% jump in deadly car crashes in the week that follows. These aren't just abstract feelings. The costs are real, and they are severe. Okay, so if this is so bad for us, why on earth did we start doing this in the first place? You've probably heard it was for the farmers, right? Well, that's not the real story. The actual history is way stranger and involves bugs, bombs, and a whole lot of bureaucracy. The real story is kind of weird. The whole idea was first floated back in 1895. Not for crops, but by a bug collector in New Zealand who just wanted more daylight in the evening to, well, collect insects. Then, during World War I, Germany picked up the idea to save coal, other countries followed suit, and somehow it just never went away. And because this practice has stuck around, it's contributed to this very modern problem that scientists call social jet lag. It's that constant feeling of being out of sync, like your body's internal clock is living in one time zone, but your job or school schedule is forcing you to live in another. Daylight saving time is basically like a government-mandated dose of social jet lag for everyone all at once.
All right, so the world might be stuck in this weird time-shifting habit, but that doesn't mean you're helpless. You can actually do things to fight back, to lessen the blow and help your body get back to its natural rhythm. So let's talk about how to do that.
First up, try to ease into it. For a few days before the change, just shift your bedtime and wake-up time by 15 or 20 minutes each day. Second, as soon as you wake up, get some bright, natural light in your eyes. That's the most powerful signal you can send to your brain that the day has started. Third, do the opposite at night. Cut out the bright screens an hour or two before bed to let that melatonin do its thing. Fourth, try to be consistent, even on weekends. And finally, and this is a big one, just listen to your body. It knows when it's tired.
What you're doing with all these steps is basically having a direct chat with your brain's master clock. You're giving it the clear, consistent signals it craves to line back up with the outside world. It really does help to soften the blow of that artificial time change.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Our own bodies are screaming at us that this is a bad idea. The data shows it's literally harmful to our health and our safety. So the big question I want to leave you with is this: why, as a society, do we keep clinging to this folly?